Hello there, my very good friends. On today's Good Afternews, that's the wrong intro, but we're rolling through it. We've got a big update on Roman Reigns' WWE booking.
Another huge match is set for Bad Blood.
A SmackDown match was cut for time by WWE.
And bad news for fans of Thunder Rosa. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm the Doctor.
And this is the After News.
Doctor, UFO. Good song. Let's start this one by talking about Roman Reigns in WWE. A few viewers have noticed that Roman Reigns is not being advertised for certain shows. What is that channel? Shout them out. I can't remember the name of it. It's really funny.
WE.
Anyway, WE are not advertising or promoting Roman Reigns for certain shows because I'll cut it because they want it to be a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Right? I'll say all of that in a normal voice now, in case you didn't understand it. But yeah, the reason that WWE have not promoted Roman Reigns for certain recent appearances is because they wanted to preserve a surprise element. This is according to Fightful. Nothing particularly mind-blowing or outside the box here, but it is notable in an era where a lot of times they will just give you what's happening, like the appearance from The Rock or whatever. Maybe he's a bad example because they didn't really do that with him. But they will often, companies give away surprises to try and pop
things like that. Yeah.
In the pursuit of ratings, they will often go, this is going to be a thing. There's a lot of different ways to do it. You could do that. You could advertise stuff in advance and hope it draws a number. You could do it completely off the rip as a surprise and not tell anyone and get a bit of natural excitement, which is always the fans' preferred option, I think. Or you could do like a hybrid thing, like when CM Punk was debuting in AEW and they were like,
it's implied.
This guy who has a voice of the voiceless he likes Chicago and he's going to be there.
This thing I've got, it's not attracting metal, it's attracting women. It's like a chick magnet or something.
Yeah, and he doesn't like Coca-Cola. Let me tell you about that. It's like where they tell you without telling you. So there's lots of different ways to do it. I am quite happy when a company just goes, make it a surprise.
I love a surprise, yeah. And I mean, it's one of those things where if you're watching it like I am on a weekly basis, it wasn't like, oh my God, Roman Reigns. It was sort of implied. Cody Rhodes is in a steel cage match with Solo Sikoa fighting for the title. You can imagine in and around that, especially because they just kicked his ass a few weeks ago, that Roman Reigns may well return, especially considering it's the season premiere of SmackDown on Fox. But yeah, I like the fact that it wasn't just like Roman's coming, by the way. Yeah. I love the development with the story. Me and Hamlet talk more about that on the SmackDown Review podcast if you want to go and check that out. And also, arguably, they don't need to. Like they used to need to when they'd want to pop a rating on TV or particularly sell tickets to the show. That doesn't seem to be an issue for them right now.
No, they could literally, Triple H could, the headlining act could be...
Ricky. Kevin Owens' tag partner from this week.
Ricky farts into a jar could be the main event and it would draw 20,000.
I love Ricky, by the way. I really like that.
Shout out to Ricky.
Shout out to Ricky.
Don't go farting in no jars, Ricky. But the point being that everything is just well received, right? People, stupid people used to comment on, AEW fans will pop for anything. Now WWE fans will, that's a good thing.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
We like excitement, we like surprises, we like getting rewarded.
Yeah, everything gets over in WWE at the moment. The weird exception is Karrion Kross. Because he's like one of Triple H's guys and it's not quite worked for him. But like everything they promote gets over, so they don't really need to advertise those things anymore because they know you're going to be watching and they know you're going to pop. So thumbs up, that is an excellent position to be in.
Absolutely.
And any promoter would love to have that luxury.
Speaking of Roman Reigns, he is tagging with Cody Rhodes. Oh my God.
The roller coaster.
At Bad Blood against the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Also on that card, 4 other matches. So you think 5 matches, that's normally around the number they're going for. Well, they're going to chuck one more in there for you. Wrestling Observer reporting that Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight Championship is listed on internal WWE lineups for Bad Blood, which means we're going to get 6 matches on that show. So the World Heavyweight Championship match would join that tag match I just mentioned. Nia Jax versus either Bayley or Naomi, or in my opinion, probably both. I think they're going to make it a triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship. Punk, Drew, Hell in a Cell, of course. Damian Priest, Finn Balor singles match, and Liv versus Rhea Women's World Championship with hopefully Dom inside of a shark cage. That's not happening. Right. That's not been announced yet. But 6 matches for Bad Blood, which goes down at the beginning of October. I'm already really looking forward to this show. Yeah,
a bit of a change from the norm recently. It's been 5 matches per non-Big 4 pay-per-view. The exceptions are obviously WrestleMania, SummerSlam. Your bigger shows.
Yes.
And all of that. So I think that's quite interesting. But yeah, it's a really good card. Sammy and Gunther was good at WrestleMania, and he'll be good again. Drew and Punk in a Cell has the potential to be the best Hell in a Cell match in years, as long as it's actually violent. Please, just hate each other in this match. Just
yeah.
I want blood and guts. I don't want a plastic bag, but
No.
I've had one of those this year, and I enjoyed it once.
I think stick Larry at ringside, make a kennel from hell for me.
Well, the thing about those dogs at the Kennel from Hell, they do be pooping.
They do be pooping.
They do be pooping and pissing.
In the words of Michael Cole, the dog poop.
Yeah, they gotta feed Larry up with whatever makes him. I don't know. Poor Larry. I love Larry. Larry is the only innocent party in all of this drama.
Maybe Drew in the build could say, "I've got this for Larry because you don't get it a lot. It's win a lot." So is that dog food? I think it is. I ain't got a dog.
And maybe if the match goes the way we've described, Larry and Drew could team up as poo match. Jeezy peeps. All right. Okay.
Cody and Roman as a tag team is going to kick ass.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Hey, speaking of dogs, shout out to Split Dogs, by the way.
Hey, yes.
Me and Phil went to a little punk show last night. It was a little 4-band lineup.
It's cool.
And then my man Mill on guitar shouted us out from the crowd. That was awesome. Gave us a t-shirt afterwards.
That's
Lovely
so cool.
guys. Shout outs to them. They're on tour right now. A bunch of other bands. I think they're in Manchester tonight. So if you like your loud punk with some rock and roll licks and some snotty attitudes, check them out. You'll have a really good time. And shout outs to Mill once again.
Yeah.
Lovely guy. Hell of a dude. He
That's
had
such a cool story.
little Status Quo badge. Awesome.
Hey.
That was my first show I ever went to. The Quo. Legend. Right. Let's talk about a SmackDown match that was cut for time. Mm-hmm. Let's do that. Yes. Okay. Split Dogs. Check them out. It's Fightful Select here coming through with the report. Noting that which match on SmackDown do you think was cut for time?
I'm going to go Cody versus Solo inside a steel cage.
Yes, correct. It was actually Michin versus Piper Niven, which was 2 minutes and 2 seconds long. On Smackers, as the kids say. It was originally going to go longer, but it was shortened due to time constraints. I would imagine that some of that cage match, post-match stuff maybe ate into it.
And they knew what the main event was going to go a bit long as well with the contracts, sort of contract signing, I suppose.
Exactly. So that was cut. And I think it was totally fine.
Yeah.
So what happened in that match was it was all about Chelsea Green, really.
I love her.
She was faffing about at ringside. At one point, she got clobbered with a kendo stick by Michin. The match ended when Michin hit a suplex from the second rope and then eat defeat for the win. Bang, eat my foot. Green attacked her after the bell, hit the unpretty her onto a bin. A bin!
Like it sucked, yeah.
Disrespectful. I haven't seen anyone disrespect a bin like that since Nikki Cross missed it.
Poor Michin's ribs have taken an absolute beating in the last few weeks, haven't they?
That's mean.
Yeah.
Mean stuff. So it looks like they're building towards Chelsea versus Michin. Chelsea, busy person at the moment. She's down in NXT as well. So
really good first match for Julia in NXT last week with Chelsea. Enjoyed that. The perfect sort of first opponent for her. It's one of those things. It's disappointing for the performers, obviously, to not have more time on the big season premiere. But it's one of those things, watching the match, now you mention it, it was just sort of the play the hits. It was the highlights, wasn't it? It was like interference, kendo stick shot, heel takes over as a result of it, but babyface powers through, gets the win, and then gets a ass kicked afterwards. It didn't affect, I didn't think, this match is terrible as a result of it all. But you can understand with the big stuff they want to do on that show, unfortunately, that's the match that they decided to cut for time.
Seems to be that way for better or for worse.
Right, let's bring you an update on Thunder Rosa, friend of the channel, of course.
Yes, indeed.
So some bad news. I don't like reporting this sort of thing. Thunder Rosa, unfortunately, injured. She revealed as much on Busted Open Radio just yesterday, saying she's been dealing with a concussion that will need a couple of weeks to recover. But as always, with concussions in particular, a couple of weeks is hopeful. Concussions are one of those things you can't just say, well, in 4 weeks you'll be absolutely fine. So we hope she's doing well, getting through it, and send out our thoughts to her. She last wrestled at the end of August on an episode of AEW Collision, where she was in that four-way with Serena Deeb, Queen Aminata, and Hikaru Shida, who won that match, of course. She's also had a long ongoing feud with Deonna Purrazzo, of course. She had that bull rope match early in August on AEW Collision. And Thunder Rosa on Buster Open Radio said, if you feel like you have a concussion, make sure you stop. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't get in there. It's not worth it. I can tell you right now, I'm suffering a concussion, so I'm going to be out for a little bit, for a couple of weeks. Concussions, you wouldn't wish an injury on anyone.
No.
You certainly wouldn't wish a concussion on anyone because, A, you know about the fact of how dangerous it can be if they're not diagnosed. And yeah, like I say, I don't know why this seems to. I think it's because we've all had a migraine or something like that, and I'm not comparing the two, but like a bit of a hurty leg is one of those things. Concussions can like stop you from sleeping, and you don't know how long it's going to take to recover from. So we hope she's doing well, and send all of our love from What Culture to Thunder Rosa in her recovery.
Yeah, they're so variable. It can be a couple of days to forever in some cases. Like people have to retire because of concussions sometimes. Doesn't sound like hers is of that severity, which is great, obviously. So yeah, sucks to hear about as always. It's unfortunate that things like this just do happen in wrestling. It's not necessarily anyone's fault. So best wishes to her in her recovery. Thunder Rosa's obviously been very generous with her time when it comes to this channel.
I said to Simon Miller, he shouldn't have given that a chair shot at our live show before All In.
Yeah, what were you doing? You didn't even gimmick it, Simon Miller. What are you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, Thunder Rosa. I'm joking, that didn't happen. Get well soon to her.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be the ultimate heel turn, wouldn't it? Simon Miller, what if he was the bad guy all
She's
along?
been lovely to us. She's been on the channel a few times. She's been on live streams and stuff with us. She's taking up my time. She won't do a Y with me. Bang!
Oh, good.
That is all speculation, of course.
Yeah, it's made up nonsense, actually. But hey, if you like this video, you should...
It's not made up nonsense.
Yep.
If you want not made up nonsense...
This one is completely real.
Check out the morning news as well. Bye!
Yep.